My summer vacation days during my high school years were the frivolous, fun-loving times that teenagers only dream of. I worked for my dad's construction company by day, making a little cash, then went out with my friends at night and spent it, hanging out, getting into trouble, and having trivial conversations with my best friends. This is what I looked like back then in the 1970s. Well, one fateful summer day, I hopped into my dad's newly purchased used dump truck. It was a 1965 Ford 1.5-ton dump truck, not unlike the dump truck behind me. And I started heading down a rather steep hill with a full load of topsoil. When I applied the brakes to slow the truck down, my foot went to the floorboard. I had no brakes. Speeding down a steep grade in the out-of-control dump truck, I quickly realized that I was in deep, deep trouble. I pulled out all the stops to stop the truck. I downshifted, without success, but the shrill squeal of grinding gears alerted all within earshot that something was going down. I tried the parking brakes, but they were of no use. They quickly burned up and left a scorched stench in the air. The road ended in a T intersection, with other cars passing by at the bottom. If I made it through that, the deep ditch beyond had a 12-foot drop waiting for me. Among the things flashing before my eyes at this point was a formula I had learned in physics class. It's P equals mv, or momentum equals mass multiplied by the velocity of the object. So in this case, with a heavy load of dirt in the back of my very heavy dump truck going down a steep hill, I refigured that formula to be something like this. Momentum equals possible death. At that instant, I thought of a trivial conversation I had with one of my friends, a girl who owned and showed horses, riding English style. She had advice for me about how to fall off a horse, something like this rider is doing right here. What you do is jump, hit, and roll. Just jump, hit, and roll. And I kept thinking about that as I was about to jump out of this truck. Finally came the moment of no return. I bailed out of the truck at high speed, opened the door, jumped, hit the ground with gravel digging into my shirtless back, and rolled over and over again. I came to a stop and watched as the truck hurtled through the intersection, luckily without hitting a passing car. It flew Dukes of Hazzard style across the ditch and came to stop about 100 yards into the cornfield beyond. Sitting there on the side of the road, I breathed a sigh of relief. It was then that I realized that hanging out with my friends wasn't just a frivolous waste of time. These were the critical life-saving moments that I had invested in wisely, and they paid off in a moment like this.